We are in Emporia for the Disc Golf World Championships. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk. This is round 2, back 9. We are watching Kristin Tattar, Henna Blomroos, Ella Hansen, and Jennifer Allen on the lead card. We see Owen Scoggins creeping up into 4th place with that 6 down through 12. Gotta shoot under par here at the country club to do well. The back 9 definitely playing a little bit more difficult than the front, though.
Oh, yeah. Not as many birdies to get out there and a lot more trouble that you can get in. Hole 10 is a new hole at DDO this year. It's a downhill par 3, but you have to carry straight for a long ways. The tree line on the right side is casual, but you do not want to mess around in there. They pulled the OB line back from DDO, and it's a little bit more friendly on the left-hand side, a lot more difficult to find unless you catch a tree. But this shot is really tough without a big sidearm.
Yeah, they did clear out the right side too, so it's definitely a better hole, but difficult to get all the way down there, especially with the backhand, like you said. Henna throwing champion rock 3. That's a good play. I kind of like the straight backhand. You can find your way into circle 2 and not really, bring too much risk into play.
Yeah, this played as one of the most difficult holes of the day, and that's only because of lack of birdie ability. It's really tough to get down there and give yourself a putt.
And where we see Jen end up is, other than going OB left, definitely the worst result. It's really hard to scramble from par when you're short right.
One of the most common results as
Absolutely. Ella going high and drifting. She catches some stuff. Not really sure where she ended up.
It's not friendly in there.
We saw Kristin be one of the very few people at the Dynamic Disc Open able to birdie this hole when it was much, much harder. Let's see if she can get it today.
That's a good-looking line, but unfortunately it hyzers out a little too early. She's in circle 2 land, I believe, but with a big downhill putt.
We'll see how much she's in the rough as well. Jen trying to scramble for her par here.
Wow, that's a great shot.
Awesome. Cool. Ella in scramble mode as well. Going low forehand on the right.
Ooh, a little sneaker gap. Just outside the bullseye to save par.
Kristin, probably 80-ish feet downhill. Oh, catches a little branch and drops just outside the circle. Didn't even see that. Henna inside circle 2. Just laying up.
And what a great drive. That's got to be one of the closer ones of the day. It looks like only 2 people getting to circle 1 for birdie. And only about 15 getting to circle 2.
Oh, it's 2 bogeys in a row from Kristin, I believe.
There were 2 birdies on the day. Owen Scoggins and Chloe Alice both getting birdies. Big ups to them. Fortunately, Ella going to have to settle for a bogey as well.
Dang, after a good scramble shot, too. Henna with one of the easier pars you're going to see on the hole. I selfishly wanted her to run the putt. Jen with a great par save.
Yeah, that second shot was unbelievable.
Down to a 1-stroke game here. Hole 11 is a par 3. It's 404 feet. Cart path is OB on the left. There's OB right as well. It's a little bit harder to find. Up in the right-hand corner, we got 2 Hot Geese merch. Got dad hats, got tie-dye, got denim. We have some candles. Check those out. They're very soothing. Thanks for all your support. gkprodisc.com/shop.
Help me afford my allergy medication.
Henna going rock 3. So par play I mean,
But
she's
pushing out
pinned
of bounds.
high.
And
Jeez.
pushing out of bounds deep with a rock.
I think this is
I've never felt more noodly than right now.
yeah, a classic like par 3 separator for the distance people. Like a lot of women that attack are going to find that curve in the cart path and go OB somewhere in circle 2 if you don't have a big enough arm.
Yeah, it's 404 feet. It plays a little bit more than that, just slightly with the uphill. And a lot of people just don't even try to go for it because that cart path. So
yeah, you see everyone going super right just to be safe.
Yeah.
But they're like flirting with the right side.
Yeah, Erica's absolutely right. This is definitely a separator hole. A little surprised not to see them being more aggressive here. I think everyone on this card can comfortably get to the green.
Yeah, this is more what you'd expect to see. But it's, it's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
That cart path is, 10 feet away?
Yeah.
Kristin, the only one with a circle. Well, actually, are they in circle too?
No. Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Neat.
All three pushing that out of bounds green.
Yeah, and Jen with the best look at it. This tree is definitely in everybody's way.
Oh, nice line.
Look at all these little flies.
Yeah. That was not a normal thing out there today. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know. Man, everyone giving it a good angle. No one finding chains though. We'll see if Kristin can get a birdie on her card mates.
Separated.
Nice. Separated.
Yeah, there was 3 birdies today. Kat Murch and Natalie Ryan both getting the 2 as well. This is a big deal. That's a good one to get. Oh yeah, let's watch GK replay. Super solid. Dead center, and what a nice aggressive tee shot as well. And a nice way to break up the last 2 bogeys.
Yeah, that's true. Get her back on track. Believe she's 3 down right now.
She's so good at staying in the moment, moving on to the next shot. Not a player that holds on to bad shots that happen in the past. That's why she is one of the best. Hole 12, a new hole since DDO earlier this year. There's an out of bounds line all the way down the right hand side, and then of course down the left as well. The pinch point is that huge bush where you only have about 20 feet of safety on either side, so it's really tough to decide what to do with your tee shot. Your second shot ideally is a forehand that skips into this green, but there's a tree line that blocks anything high, so you have to keep it low and rely on skip. I really don't love the change here.
I just wish that the left side OB was wider.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to go on the other side of the tree. If you take the right side gap, you're super pinched on your second shot.
Yeah, it's just the risk reward here isn't there.
Yeah.
And if you throw at the bush like we see Henna doing, you're just kind of hoping that you don't land underneath it, which she turns it enough, so not a great example, but a lot of players are throwing towards that bush and hoping that they just slide underneath.
Now, the only real way to get there is kind of a 90-degree sidearm, though, versus, I don't know, I kind of like going left of it, but it's incredibly risky on the tee.
Yeah.
And you see this a lot.
Yeah, this is a very normal landing spot, not on purpose, of course. We'll see what she has to work with. A lot of knee shots on the second, but it's still about almost 300 feet to get to the basket, and it's got to be this low, powerful, spinny shot.
Look at this PD roller from Ella.
Wow.
She's just playing a different game.
For real. It is not the way anyone else draws it up, that is
so
for sure.
Cool. All right, so we'll see kind of this extreme angle. You see the OB is going to cut right at that last flag. Kristin's probably right past it. See how she's probably only 5 feet from out of bounds there, that tall grass.
And she's one of the few distance sidearm players that can make this happen.
Yeah, that was a perfect shot.
Everyone else has to really push this bush to get the distance. Jen with a really nice looking backhand knee shot.
A lot of power from the knee. Impressive.
Wow, that was really impressive.
That's a Mako 3.
The right side of the bush must be a lot more open than the left side. Henna taking to the sky, trying to go over these trees, and look at that.
Oh, nice. It was a star invader in the bullseye.
Oh,
I feel like that's the only way to get a backhand there.
Yep.
Is to go up and over. Look at Ella. Jeez. She's so far up there.
Wow. Just a little forehand chip again, while everyone else is throwing full power second shots.
Jen for a birdie. Yeah. No.
Wow.
Oh, I loved it.
That was her most center putt all day.
No. Oh, wow.
The only one that didn't stay.
Yeah, just splashed out low. Kristin's kind of doing the same thing, but staying in. That's, I believe, to get Kristin right back to 4 down. I'm trying to do math. You know how that goes.
And a great birdie from Ella. Yeah, geese don't do math.
Oh, she's 5 down because math. Man, Ella making that look effortless. We got to learn some rollers, I think.
I feel like this is very rare to have all 4 competitors
Up there for birdie.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they're on lead card.
Yep. They're showing us how they do what they do. Now we're taking the long walk to hole 13.
Yeah, par 3, 333 feet. You see a lot of just hyzers out to the right and trying to get past these trees and get a putt. There's out of bounds left all the way. It kind of bubbles out, which is nice. Towards the pin. The cart path on the right is also out of bounds, but you only really find that if you really crank one over.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a head breeze. I can't even call it wind here.
Stupid. This is really common. I think most competitors landing in circle 2. Did she get inside the circle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just barely.
Most competitors landing probably in circle 2 and leaving themselves a putt. Henna,
Yeah.
going pretty far to the right, but it works out fine.
Only 11% of the field, which is 9 or 10 competitors getting inside circle 1 for birdie, but 40% getting to circle 2.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Henna going, sorry, Ella probably just going like putter roller, you think? Or?
No, just the sky hyzer all the way there.
Yeah, that's
On
probably
hyzer the whole way.
a better choice. That was a PD.
Jen taking a more inside route. I don't think that was on purpose.
Yeah, so she gave me a note here. She said her back spasmed up and she released really early and high.
Yeah, there's a gap over there, but it is not a safe play at all.
Yeah, definitely unintentional. And gives it an effort to save the par, but that's going to be a bogey for Jen.
This is another kind of separator hole for the distance players.
The distance players or the good circle 2 putters, I think.
Yep. Yeah, another one with below 15% of the field birdies.
Kristin splashing out for her birdie. Hella with a really nice birdie.
Keeping it within 3 strokes of the lead. Jen unfortunately taking the bogey and Kristin grabbing the par.
Henna with the par 2. Let's check in. Look at all those 5 downs, geez.
Just everyone's 5 down?
Yeah, Missy Gannon, Owen Scoggins joining our leaderboard. Jen dropping back a bit. Paige Pierce at 5 down as well.
I believe a course record is 7, so to have this many people shooting this well is unbelievable.
Yeah, but this last stretch is rough.
That's true. There's a lot more strokes to be gained. There's a few gaps you can pick here. I think the most common is the hyzer gap. The drone flew through the straight gap. That lands you a little bit more out to the open, but a lot of times your second shot has to tango with those trees in the middle and maybe those that out of bounds line all the way down the right side. There's a left side out of bounds line as well. If your disc gets big skips, then you have to deal with this out of bounds green. On your approach, the basket is tucked over the top of the hill with the OB pinching in to the right and behind it. Lots of big branches to deal with on that last shot to the green. This one is for sure birdieable.
I feel like we should use more dancing terms when talking about, like Ella just salsa'd with that branch right there. She's going to land pretty short, right? That's going to be... She can definitely save par from there, though.
If you guys aren't already a member, check out the PDGA. Join today. Go to pdga.com/membership. You're watching the PDGA World Championships.
Kristin probably taking the biggest gap with the sidearm. You don't really see that a ton, but you don't need massive distance off the tee. You probably only need 300 to attack for birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Henna going for one of the tighter gaps there. If you get a Anheuser through, I think that's the best way to get max distance.
But you don't necessarily have to be that aggressive. I'm surprised to see both of them take this, but it does allow for a huge second shot.
It makes it a lot easier to birdie if you do it right.
Yep.
Like Jen, that was beautiful. And even Henna can still birdie from here.
Uh-huh.
Star Destroyer. What's another dance? Polka in the trees.
This played as the 7th most difficult hole of the day, also averaging about 0.3 strokes over par. And I think it's this tree line right here that eats a lot of disc, making it you feel like you're forced to play aggressive to the green.
Ella able to waltz right through there. Okay, that's the last one.
Thank you.
All right, so Kristin throwing another sidearm here. Definitely more left than you typically see people go.
Yeah,
but
it looks
it's
like
fine.
it was maybe yanked a little bit, but I don't even know what the green looks like from over there. I feel like it'll be
she's
fully
going to be
blind.
throwing straight across it instead of to the right side of it, but distance-wise, there's not that much left.
Oh, no. This is going to be a tough par save from here.
Yeah, she's right on that tree. It's unfortunate Henna didn't get a little bit of a kick away from it. And this is Jen's tee shot, so, really rewarded for going big.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So that's why you take that gap, even though it's probably the hardest one, I would argue.
My mind is blown.
Mm-hmm. That was a great shot from Jen. She's so far down there. It's a destroyer. She can just pitch up 70 feet.
Is this
take
Ella's
a birdie.
third or second?
Did she get that? No. Yeah, yep, this is her third.
Okay.
And that's a little shorter than you want to be, but just fine. Henna, wow, look at all these little bugs again. This is a really good shot from a knee.
Yeah, getting into circle 2.
Or at least, somewhere close.
To potentially save par.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Kristin not as far left as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Still going to take the right-hand side.
I thought she was tucked all the way down in the corner.
And she's definitely flirting with that out-of-bounds line on the green. She is out of bounds.
I wonder where she crossed it. Was it just trickled in at the last second? Because it could be a very challenging putting situation.
Mm-hmm. Jen with just a jump putt for her third. She is stoked.
The easiest tap and par ever.
Yep. Ella's fourth. And par's fine here.
Yeah, it looks like Kristin just trickled in. Still has a look.
Oh, she just lays up.
Yeah.
It's definitely, a pretty steep hill. And you can hit metal and roll as well. Looking like a bogey for Henna. Yes, Jen.
And what a birdie. Surprised to not see more birdies on hole 14 from our lead card, but that's how it be at Country Club.
Well, since they moved us back to the farther tee pad, those gaps off the tee make things really tough. Mm-hmm. You're in scramble mode really quickly if you mess up.
Your rating is one of the most valuable things you get with a membership. It takes your performance in sanctioned events, compares it to the rest of the field, and gives you an empirical number to show how well you played. Rain, shine, wind is all taken into account, leaving only one thing, your play. This gives you accurate numbers to track how well you've been doing and your overall improvement in the game. Get your number today. Visit pdga.com/join.
The earth expanding, right hand and left. The picture alive, every part in its best light. I think heroic deeds were all conceived in the open air. I think I could stop here myself and do miracles. I inhale great draughts of space. I am larger, better than I thought. I did not know I held so much goodness.
Hole 15 is a par 3, 353 feet. You are teeing essentially from out of bounds. There's out of bounds on the right, cart path OB left. If you land out of bounds at all, you have to go all the way back to the drop zone. It is super punishing.
Mm-hmm. Big thanks to Flight Factory for sponsoring the coverage all week. They're a huge supporter of the Pro Tour, GK Pro in general, and top pros like Calvin Heimberg. You can shop all of Calvin Heimberg's merch and every major brand of disc at flightfactorydisc.com. Again, thanks for sponsoring our FPO footage.
Oh no.
I expected that to skip.
Jen throwing over the out of bounds, which is really what you have to do if you're attacking. I don't know if that landed safe.
It looked like it might have
I think it just barely trickled in.
Yep.
Ella with some nice height on it. Another PD from her getting into circle 2.
Not quite getting as aggressive as I'd expect, but it's impressive how quickly that out of bounds line deep comes into play.
Yeah, that and like you really have to hang it out to the right for a long time to get into circle 1, and like that last tree can kind of come into play. Kristin with the low play as well. Yeah, interesting to see these ladies kind of land where the rest of the field lands in circle 2, you know?
Yeah.
They definitely have the power to get all the way there, but it's a tough shot.
It's a scary shot.
Because, I mean, yeah, look, this is how you have to do it, and this is super risky.
And that drop.
That's where that told you, man. It's like I knew. I didn't. But it's like right where you want to swing in. So
Look at
here's
this
the drop zone.
zone
It's
here.
awful.
It's like 220 feet uphill.
Yeah.
40 feet.
And you have to
uphill.
throw a pretty straight shot as well.
And the deep OB line comes into play even more from the drop zone.
Yeah, that was a decent shot from Henna. She'll definitely have a little bit of a putt to make. Kind of weird that you can't just take it from where you went out. It plays different than the other drop zones on the course, so it's weird. Man, Jen with a
brutal roll.
Yeah, nasty little roll off the koozie. Kristin for a long look at birdie. That'll be a par.
The wind's starting to pick up just a little bit here in the back.
Ooh, big putt from
Wow.
Ella. What a great birdie.
Separated. Yeah,
That
that's
was really
huge.
nice. Let's see that again. Little step putt here. Ella's putting together a pretty clean back 9.
Wow, 15% of the field getting a birdie on this. That's
Nice.
way more than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm. Jen for her par. Nice. Something cool that GK Pro is doing at their 150,000th person that subscribes to their YouTube channel. They're going to do a giveaway. It's for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships. It's plane tickets, it's hotel, it's a little spending money. Essentially all expenses paid. So make sure you're subscribed and join their email list at gkprodisc.com. If you don't join the email list, you will not be in the running to get picked for that trip to the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships.
I hear they send emails like 3 times a day too.
They never send
kidding.
emails.
Yeah. It's a good email list to sign up for. You will not be bothered. And we appreciate it on the GK Pro team. Hole 16.
Whoa.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, there it is.
Do I need to say much?
Nah, island.
It was nice of them to put the wall on the back so you can play a little more aggressive here. There is a drop zone on the right side by the bridge that you can chip across and save your bogey. You can also save a par if you play aggressive.
You do see some people lay up. I don't think we'll see it here. And the layup is almost as dangerous as going for it. So I think the attitude is just kind of like, F it, run it.
Yeah, especially we didn't have too bad of windy conditions here. So it feels a lot more doable to throw 320 when it's not ripping 20-mile-per-hour winds.
Totally. Ella getting her MD3 to land softly and safely on the island.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So I saw Jen practicing and she said she's never done the layup before, but she's doing it this year. She doesn't want to lose anymore. You'll see that huge blim on the left, that really leafy, I don't want to call it a branch, but whatever. It's definitely going to be in Jen's way.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Coming up short. The other thing about this island, though, is because it's so big, even if you do make it on the island, you can still deal with some pretty long putts and a lot of death putts. So it's not a guaranteed birdie to land on the island.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, no, that sucks. I was just going to say, do you see where the out of bounds line is? There's so much land that is exposed because it's later in the year. Usually that's where the water line is. So sometimes you like try to land, you know, just short of it, and you're not even safe on the island. It's crazy.
This played as the second most difficult hole of the day. I don't need to say why.
No, it's pretty obvious. Jen just playing for par. She'll have a putt. This is Kristin from the drop zone. Henna from the drop zone. Oh, big shout out to Hannah Wynn, who threw it in from the drop zone yesterday. Yeah, pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, that is
I don't think that ever
brutal.
crossed in up there, or maybe. Maybe it did.
Yeah, the out of bounds line is painted at the bottom of that berm.
Oh, that's
so
true, and
if
it
you
did hit the hill.
Yeah.
Ella just choosing a layup. Terry not thrilled about it.
This is not even a birdie or bogey hole. This is like a...
Hold your breath and pray.
Oh my gosh.
That's out. I wish they dropped that OB line back a little bit with all that land exposed.
Or push the basket back a little bit, because having it be able to roll like that is just not cool.
Ouch.
Ouch is right.
Double bogey from Henna. Is that a double bogey from Jen? And man, she was just trying to play safe. That's why going for the par is even just so risky. Kristin with a bogey.
I don't want to say I'm happy to see this hole wrecking everyone, but I feel like that's what I watched a lot of today.
Friggin' rough.
Yeah.
Hole 17 is a par 4 this year. The basket is shorter. It's 635 feet. There's a Mando on the right and then an out of bounds line on the right. You really want to push that out of bounds line and be on the right side of the trees to go across on your second shot. You can see how tight the OB is around the green past this wall here. I would like to see a little bit less out of bounds short of the basket and tighter to the golf green, I think, personally, because it just is so tough to get across for a birdie look.
Yeah, if you push where Ella is straight and on the left side of the fairway, it takes away any opportunity to go across because the branches are so low.
Yeah, you have to go high risk to get a birdie look. Mm-hmm. And the reward just doesn't feel like it's quite there.
Kind of a weird change. I did really like the way it was.
I loved it as a 5.
Me too. And the basket was a little deeper as well. So so it was more like big shots were rewarded.
And like where they both, Kristin and, where they both landed, that is a good shot in the past, but now it's not. Now you have to like play with these trees like Jen's trying to do.
Which is almost like feels a little lucky or something, like a poke and hope. I don't dig this change on 17. We will see some birdies for sure, but it played as the third most difficult hole, and I just, this was one I always really enjoyed the risk reward of.
This looks good from Henna. Did it get knocked down? Yeah.
And so here, Henna's...
So you're just going to see a lot of layups.
Yep, she's going to just chip one up to the bush.
Oh.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
I guess it's fine.
Yeah, it is totally fine.
So then you're just going straight across at
just
it.
a little hyzer shot and pretty boring. Jen doing the same here. That will be fine.
Ella just laying up as well.
And I mean, these are really unbelievable long drives, but look at this low ceiling gap that they have to deal with. And then the walls that are around the green don't allow for any sort of skip play either.
Yeah, the basket used to be a lot farther into the left, and you would see people like pushing the corner and doing a lot bigger, more exciting shots. Like these layups are, I think we got our point across. Like we don't like the change very much.
Mm-mm.
Jen going across. She doesn't like it. It is turned a little, but get some tree love.
Ella just going to chip a sidearm across.
I like that play. Oh, did she get in? The OB line is off the wall a bit. She might be. I don't think she knows because it went underneath.
It went under the wall.
Yeah,
that's
so
what I thought.
Hopefully she realizes it. Because otherwise she would think she'd have to take it, back.
Yeah.
Where she is. That was a good shot. From Henna. Up there for an easy par. Kristin's third.
Ooh, going much wider than I was expecting.
Yeah, a little wide, but
Maybe a little yanked, but it worked out great.
yeah, it's a harp, so has the stability to get back.
Only 8 competitors taking birdies on this hole today.
So that was for a par. Kristin with a nice par.
Jen missing just low. Unfortunately, we'll have to settle for the bogey on 17. But Henna walking away with her par.
Yeah, this hole is playing tough. High risk, low reward. Everyone's favorite.
And right after 16 too, it's awful.
Yeah.
It feels awful. Hole 18's a little bit friendlier, reachable by everyone on our lead card. 347, you have to carry the water. It's slightly uphill, maybe plays a little farther than that. The basket's elevated and on a sloping green. It can catch and roll out of bounds with that flag line at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, pretty straightforward here. We're going to see some big shots for birdie.
Is that out of bounds deep? Has that always been that close?
Ooh, I don't know.
I mean,
I didn't even notice.
it must. We've seen some people go deep in the past, so I guess it must. Kristin, too far right. This needs to kick left.
Ooh.
No, it does.
That OB line, though, is pretty pushed.
Got it.
Nice.
That's good because if she didn't cross, you have to take it from either the tee pad or 30 feet up at the water line. It's super tough to save your bogey. Henna going destroyer. She gets those to push straight for so long.
Yeah.
And she's deep inside the circle.
Unbelievable.
Leaves for some tough putts on this hillside with the elevated
That was
pin, though.
that was no more than like 8 feet above the ground the whole time, too. Just so linear.
Heimberg line.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
no.
Ella pulling it, too. You don't...
Why does that happen here?
I don't know. You don't usually see... I mean, you might see one person do that, but it's weird to see two.
I did it in practice a couple times. I was like, what is happening here?
I don't know.
Those low-hanging branches on the left side do kind of take away the opportunity to do the flex.
Whoa.
There's a vortex there.
There must be, because it's not that windy. I mean, I guess, they're probably trying to get pin high, and a lot of us are just trying to,
Chip up.
get across.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
Maybe the line requires to go a little wider.
Yeah. So Jen's third shot with the OB stroke is beautiful.
I think Ella's crossed before it rolled out of bounds, so she'll be taking it from the other side as well, as we see.
Man, Jen going to finish, though, double bogey, bogey. +4 in the back 9, +1 overall. And she had such a clean front. You can just see how the back can get you in one hot second. Kristin, pretty lucky to stay in bounds there and chips up. She's going to be 3 under on the round and maintaining her lead so far the entire time.
She loves a wire to wire, doesn't she?
She sure does. Likes to give you like hope now and again. You're like, I can't. Oh, just kidding. No, can't do it. Henna, I think she was running it, but maybe her body didn't fully let her.
Yeah, it didn't look very committed. But it's hard to commit on this basket. It's so tall.
Yeah. Ella with the bogey. She's even on the back 9, I believe, and 4 under overall.
Only 7 birdies on this one. Huh.
Yeah.
Surprising.
It's kind of another one of those par 3 separators.
Yep.
I like the big screen in the back with all the scores. It's cool.
Fancy. We did see a lot of 5 downs on our last check-in, so these last 3 holes, as you can see, are pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, but
What a way to finish, huh?
I mean, we might have some other people from Chase Card and the chase of the chase working their way up the leaderboard.
Oh, the colors.
Oh, the front 9 was so clean. Country Club always humbles you. In the back.
Jen moving down in a tie for 8th. The only one over par for the round. And let's check in here. Missy Gannon 5 down, Paige Pierce 6 down, Owenscoggins 5 down, Katrina Allen with the hot round, I believe tying the course record at 7 down. Interestingly, both Paige and Katrina were outside the top 10 after round 1, which is like the first time that's ever happened, and they both have worked their way back into the top 10. Very cool.
Cream rises. Thanks to Statmando for the interesting stats we used in the front and back 9, and thanks to our VIP members. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.